Welcome to Sports Guys Iowa. Today I've got a special guest. I'm really excited about this one because we have Sam Dodge on from Clear Lake Football. Sam, pretty cool that you actually have your own line of cars. I'm impressed by that. But anyway, we're talking to Sam Dodge, who had a terrific career at Clear Lake Football. You guys 3A level, is that right, Sam?
Correct.
3A level. They had a very good year, 10-1. It's a heck of a football program. And Sam, you played linebacker and running back up there.
Correct. Yes, sir.
We're going to ask Sam a few questions about why he chose to commit to the team of his choice, which happens to be the Upper Iowa Peacocks, Division II. And then we're going to talk about what's the skill set that he's bringing to the team. And then we're going to ask him about Clear Lake football and what he learned while he was there to prepare him for college. But before we get into that, Sam, you had 105 carries, about 754 yards, only 7.2 yards per carry. That's a nice yard per carry.
Thank you.
You actually caught the ball probably a little bit out of the backfield, right? A lot of swing passes, flat passes, 17 receptions, 152 yards, 8.9. You had a TD there. So overall, you had 900 all-purpose yards on offense, 19 TDs. That's a pretty good year. That's almost 2 TDs a game.
Yeah, it was a heck of a season. My final run at it at Clear Lake, obviously, I wouldn't have had any of the stats I had without the team surrounding me. My offensive line was great, blocked for me like crazy. Had a great quarterback to throw me the ball some every now and then, carry out the fakes. It was definitely a team effort, and I just tried to make the most of it when I got my opportunities.
Yeah, that's great. You're also a pretty hard-nosed linebacker, 45 tackles, 11 and a half tackles for loss, and a couple sacks. You played both sides of the ball, played a lot of downs.
When I was growing up and then my earlier years in high school, I was more of a DB safety. And then last year, due to an injury of one of our linebackers, I decided to move down into the linebacker position to fill in. And then I finished out the year at linebacker, and then they decided to keep me there this year. Yeah,
cool.
I've only played linebacker for about a year and a half now. So I'm still trying to get the ropes on it, but it was definitely a good, fun year.
You had a year of growth, adding strength, right?
So I'm right at 6 foot, and then I'm about 195 right now, hoping to get up to a little over 200 before.
And obviously you run the ball, so you got some wheels. Speed's your game, so that's wonderful. Hey, tell me about what excited you about joining the Peacocks. Playing at the D2 level is hard. It's very good football. What kind of excited you, and why did you choose the Peacocks? Tell me that story.
Yeah, I had a lot of other D2 schools heavily recruiting me, like Minnesota State, Bemidji State. And what really stood out to me about Upper Iowa compared to the other schools was mainly the coaching staff. Coach Hoskins is probably the best head coach that I've seen in a long time. And after talking with him and the other coaches like Coach Wilson, Coach Miser, I felt like they're great guys that not only am I going to have fun with and have a great time while I'm there with them, but they're also great coaches, and I feel like they're going to be able to develop me into the player and person that I want to be.
You probably thinking about playing linebacker, but may change when you get up there.
Correct. I'm signing as a nickel linebacker, so I'll fluctuate between DB, linebacker on the defensive side of the ball, but never know what can happen.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. That's exciting. That's great. You're going to have a great experience up there in Fayette. They've got a great D2 environment. They pack them in for those games. Last question. Tell us about your career. How long have you been a Clear Lake Lion? Probably playing football since 3rd or 4th grade. Tell us about what you learned and how that's going to help you in college.
Yeah, for sure. I actually transferred to Clear Lake in 6th grade. And so I've been playing line football ever since, all the way since flag football. The coaches at Clear Lake really did a great job with me, and they are very understanding people. They know every kid individually. A lot of them are teachers too, which helps. And so they'll coach us differently based on how we learn and what we need in order to get better. My linebackers coach was Coach Klemp. He played at the University of Iowa. He's a great guy, great player, and he really helped me take a next step in my football game this last year. Another coach that really helped me was my dad, Coach Dodge. He coaches the DBs, but he also does a lot of work with me. He watches film almost every night with me, He helps me with the playbook, teaches me all the tips that he learned when he played at Iowa, and he's been a main factor on the player that I've become.
Sam, that's great. You're getting coached by your dad who played at a high level and another high level linebacker. And sounds like you might be playing a little bit of 3-3-5 up there. And Upper Iowa, you might be that linebacker slash D back that a lot of 3-3-5s runs. I think you're going to be well prepared. And I think you're going to a great place. Sounds like you had a wonderful career. You guys were number one all year. Unfortunately, got tripped up, but man, you had a heck of a run. I think the last couple of years, what has been your record up in Clear Lake?
It's a winning record, that's for sure.
It's a winning record, that's for sure. I love that. Spoken like a coach's son. Sam, great meeting you. We'll be following you along when you get to Upper Iowa. Really excited to have a chat with you and really appreciate it greatly. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you for having me on the show.